Hello and welcome to this walking talking mock. This is the Pixl PPE from November 2016, higher paper 1. We already did the first 11 questions in class on Tuesday, so we're going to start from question 12. Sorry if you can't read the questions that well. This was kind of difficult to film, so I'm doing my best. But if you've got the paper in front of you, that will really help you. So the question says, given that 2 times 10 to the y times 6 times 10 to the y minus 1 equals 120, what number is this? 1,200,000. Find the value of y. So I'm going to just times these together. So I'm going to get 12 times 10 to the, when you times numbers together, you add the powers. So y plus y minus 1 is 2y minus 1. And that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equals that. I'll divide both sides by 12. Like that. Then, well, I know that when you do 10 to the power of something, the power tells you how many zeros it's got. So, 10 squared is 100, which has 2 zeros. 10 cubed is 1,000, which has 3 zeros. So this has 5 zeros, which must mean that 2y minus 1 equals 5. So I'll just solve that. 2y equals 6, so y is therefore 3. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that I actually write that on the answer line, just so I definitely get the mark for it. Okay, so that was question 12. Moving on. Oh, can you see this? Like that. Okay, so question 13 says, solve for brackets 8x minus 2 over 3x equals 10. So I'm going to start by timesing both sides by 3x. That way we don't have a fraction anymore, like that. Then I'm going to expand the bracket. Then I'm going to collect the like term, so put all the x's on one side and the non-x's on the other side. So that will be 2x equals 8, so x is 4. Ugh, I just got pen all over the side of my hand. I don't know if you can see that. That's the pain of being left-handed. Okay, next we have write as a single fraction in its simplest form, 2 over y plus 3 minus 1 over y minus 6. So I'm going to do what you normally do when you add or subtract fractions, so make a common denominator. So that's going to be y plus 3, y minus 6 will be the common denominator. Let's write it out twice. Okay, what have I done to the first fraction to get that? Well, I've times the bottom by y minus 6, so I have to times the top by y minus 6. And what have I done to the second fraction? Well, I've times the bottom by y plus 3, so I've got to times the top by y plus 3. Now I'm going to combine them. Well, actually, let me expand that bracket first. Okay, now I'm going to combine them into one fraction by doing the numerators only. I've got to make sure that when I minus, I'm going to minus the y and minus the 3. Okay, not just the y. So that's going to be 2y minus y is y, minus 12, minus 3 is minus 15. So the answer will be, what did I just say? Y minus 15 over y plus 3, y minus 6. Question 14. Y is inversely proportional to the square of x. When x is 5, y is 15. Write a formula for y in terms of x. Okay, so if y is inversely proportional to the square of x, then y equals k. Proportion is always going to start with y equals k times something. Okay, it's inversely proportional to, so it's going to be k over square of x, so k over x squared. That's the general formula for inversely proportional to the square of x. But we also know that when x is 5, y is 15, so I'll put that in. And then I can times 15 times 25. One sec. I feel like I should be able to do this in my head, but I can't for some reason. 200, 100, 50, 25, 375. So the final answer will be y equals 375 over x squared. And I should have written that there. Sorry I have to keep moving the camera. This is why I'll never be a famous YouTuber. Okay, simplify completely. Right, remember simplify when it comes to algebraic fractions always means factorize. You have to factorize. So let's see. I'm looking for 2x and an x. And then, well, this on the bottom is going to be a single bracket. I can tell because it's not got a plus something on the end. It's got a common factor of 2. It's also got a common factor of x squared. So I'll put that on the outside. And the inside will be 2x plus 1. Now, that's quite a big clue. For this to simplify, the factors are going to have to cancel, which means this is probably going to be 2x plus 1. So that's what I'm going to try. 2x plus 1. So that would have to be minus 5 to make that times together to make minus 5. Let me just check that that works. Well, that would make 1x, and that would make minus 10x. And yeah, that does add up to make minus 9x, so that's right. Then I can cancel the common factors in the top and the bottom, and when I cancel them out, I've got to make sure that they're still readable, because there's going to be marks available for that, so I've got to make sure you can see it. So that's going to be x minus 5 over 2x squared. And what you are absolutely not going to do is cancel this x with one of these x's. You absolutely are not going to do that because x is not a common factor. X is a factor of the bottom, but x is not a factor of the top. X minus 5 is a factor, but x is not. So that is the answer. 16. Here are the first 5 terms of a quadratic sequence. Yay, we love quadratic sequences. Oops, there we go. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term. Okay, so let's do the differences. It's 2, I should say plus 2, plus 4, plus 6, plus 8. And then the second difference, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. That tells me that it's going to be n squared. Because you halve the 2 to get 1, and that's the coefficient that you put in front of n squared. So if this common difference was 4, then it would be 2n squared. If the common difference was 3, it would be 1.5 n squared. And that would be kind of mean on a non-calculator paper, because of what you have to do next. Right, I'm going to write out our sequence. 1, 3, 7, 13, 21. And I'm going to write out n squared, which is the square numbers. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And I'm going to subtract. So that's 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. And what we're left with here is a linear sequence. So I'm going to work out the nth term of this linear sequence. Well, it's going up in ones, so I know it's related to the 1 times table. So it's something to do with n. but it's not exactly n because it's going down instead. It's going minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So it's minus n. But the minus 1 times table goes minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, which is 1 too little compared to this. So we would need to add an extra 1 on to get to that. The other way of thinking about it is to work out what would be the term before that, which would be 1, and that lets you know there'll be a plus 1 on the end there. So the formula is n squared minus n plus 1. Number 17, solve x squared is greater than 3x plus 4. Okay, it's a quadratic inequality, which we just did in further maths. So I'm going to make it equal to 0. Well, okay, not equal to 0. I'm going to make it greater than 0. Because when it comes to quadratics, you always need to have it to do with 0. And I'm going to factorize it. Minus 4 plus 1 would work. Okay, now I have to draw a quick graph. And yes, you do have to. I'm not accepting you saying, oh, I can do it in my head. No, draw a graph. Be lazy. So that's going to be minus 1 and 4. Clearly not drawn to scale. It's a nice positive parabola, so it will look something like that. If you're wondering, yeah, I deliberately did that. Minus 4 becomes positive 4, and positive 1 becomes negative 1. Because if these are factors, then the roots are the opposites. Okay, we're looking for greater than 0, so we're looking for this area where the curve is above the x-axis. So we're looking at a toast situation rather than a sandwich. So x is greater than 4, or x is less than minus 1. And we can't combine those together into one inequality because it's toast, not a sandwich. So two separate things there. Okay, question 18. Simplify this thingy, expand the brackets with some surds in it. That's cool, I can do that. So we've got root a times root a, which is a. We've got root a times minus 2 root b. So that's minus 2 root. You could either write root a, root b, or you could write root ab, because they're the same thing. What do I feel like? I feel like root ab. And then we've got root 4. Why did they write root 4? Like, root 4 is 2. Root 4 is not even a surd. Okay, root 4, root b, root a, which is 2 root ab. And then we've got 2 root b times minus 2 root b, which will be minus 4 root b, which is just b. Okay, these two things in the middle are going to cancel each other out. We've got minus 2 root ab plus 2 root ab, so goodbye. So the final answer will be a minus 4b. Okay, question 19. Work out the value of x in the triangle shown. Okay, well, it's a right angle triangle, so I'm going to use Pythagoras. So x plus 2 squared is equal to x plus 1 squared plus x squared. I'm going to expand all this out. 4x plus 4 equals x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus x squared. Okay, I'm going to make it equal to 0 because it's a quadratic. Oh wait, well, is it quadratic? Oh yeah, I've got 2 over there. So I've got 2x squareds over here and only 1 over here. So I'll take x squared off both sides. And then I will minus 4x from both sides, and I'll minus 4 from both sides. So minus 4x, that would make minus 2x. And if I take away 4, that would make minus 3. Okay, and now I've got a quadratic, and it's a non-calculator paper, so I'm going to try to factorize this. Minus 3 and plus 1 will work. So x equals 3 or x equals minus 1. However, this is a triangle, so x can't really be minus 1 because then that would make this length negative. And you can't have negative lengths, in like real life. So x equals 3 will be the actual answer. So that's what I'll write on the answer line. Doesn't say centimeters or anything, so yeah. Yay, vectors. You can't read the question. Okay. CAYB is a quadrilateral. Then it just tells us all the information that we already have in the picture. X is the point on AB such that A to X is to X to B, okay, is 1 to 2. So X is somewhere there where the ratio is 1 to 2. So this is like 1/3 of the line, and that's like 2/3 of the line. Okay. Oh, okay. It means prove that. It should have put that below. I mean, this is Pixl, so. Right. Let's see. C to X is 2/5. Okay, well, let's work out A to B first, because I feel like that is very relevant to us. A to B. So let's see. If I went from A to B this way, I'd have to get minus 3A plus 6B. Okay, because I'm going that way. Therefore, A to X would be 1/3 of that. So divide everything by 3. Okay. So now, what do I want? C to X. Okay, so our C to X is 3A plus A to X. So it'll be 3A plus minus 2A plus 2B, which is A plus 2B. So I've got C to X. Okay, now I need C to Y. Wait, what's Y? Oh, Y is there. C to Y. Okay, I'll have to go that way. I'll do that over here. C to Y equals 6B plus 5A minus B, which equals 5B plus 5A. And that does not equal 2/5 of that. If that was a 2, then it would equal 2/5 of that. So did I do something wrong? Let's have a look. Oh, I completely did. Oh. you probably noticed me do this, and you'd probably think I'm an idiot now. Did I divide this by 3 and think that 3 divided by 3 was 2? Oh dear. There we go. Fixed that. If I knew how to edit videos, I would edit that out, but I don't. So, right. I know that this is 2/5 of that, because if you divided this by 2 and timesed it by 5, you would get that. So I think from there I'm good to just say, therefore Cx is 2/5 of Cy. Moving on. Right. Okay, we've got some coordinate geometry. We've got 3 points that are the vertices of a right angled triangle, ABC. Angle ABC is the right angle. Find an equation of the line that passes through A and C. Give your answer in the form AY plus BX equals C, where A, B, and C are integers. Okay, I'm going to draw a quick sketch of this. Have I got any minuses? Yeah. -2, 1. 6, 5. 4 something. B is the right angle-y bit. So I guess you could have something up there. That would make a right angle. But you could also have it down the... You have it somewhere else and it would still be a right angle. No, it would have to be out there. So I think that's got to be it. So C is up there. So that's -2, that's 6, that's 4, and that's 5, and that's 1. Okay.